need that. Hello. Good morning, it's Jane. I can't see anything. What's going on? Just excuse me for one moment. How are you, my friends? Wait a minute. What's going on here? Wait, sorry. Sound is working. Hi, Julie. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Sandra, Coletta. Oh, it's so nice to see you all. Just 1 second. Sorry, there's a little snuffle, a little conniption. Sorry, I just need my program window. Oh, there she is. And now I need to, because I'm juggling between two worlds here. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Right. Look, this is my new desk pad. Isn't that cute? I can be inspired by a little bit of Botticelli magic whenever I need to. Oh, I'm still missing one thing. Okay. There's just so much going on everywhere today. It's just, there's all sorts of things happening. And I'm a little bit up in the air, as usual. That's of no surprise to anyone ever, is it? Oh, there she is. Oh my gosh. Right. Why? Hello, camera. Can we go up that way? No, we can't. Okay. How are you? Are you doing well? Ah, my goodness. It's time for some art. What do you reckon? I think so. I've just sent out a newsletter and quite frankly, I'm electrified. I used super bright colours. It was crazy. Some of the combinations, but that's how I feel about and it was all about the Botticelliesque workshop. It's so good. And the reason I say that is because the artwork that people are doing, the fun people are having, I asked for some feedback so I can, share a little bit about the workshop, and the feedback was amazing. And combined with the beautiful artwork, I'm just sort of like on such a high. I just have added another little mini lesson. Like all of my workshops, I'm massively, I'm only using the words other people have used, over deliver, because I love doing it. It's so much fun. And I just keep on coming up with ideas in that theme that can relate to things that I can teach you and show you, because after so many years of drawing and painting myself and all of this time that I spend with my life drawing, I just have got and there's no instruction with any of these things. I can't even tell you how many serious art classes I've been to, and there's literally no instruction, there's no encouragement, there's very little inspiration. It always surprises me. It's not what I'm expecting. So when I am teaching, I'm trying to correct that, because there's just so many little shortcuts that I can, or directions that I can give you. You'll still draw in your own style, you'll still do your own thing. It's just what I can help with. So anyway, Coletta, she's just so tempted to get the word. Come and do it, Coletta. Come and do it. Especially if you are, well, not especially, but if you're from overseas, because the Australian dollar is just a little weakling for whatever reason, everything, it's just so much cheaper for you, okay? And because of the extraordinary value, how long the workshop, it's not just one little class or one little painting, not that there's anything wrong with that, but they're fully fleshed out lessons. Anyway, I don't want to just talk about that, but I'm just sort of all excited, and I'm just in that Botticelli mood. So I think we might even use one of the Botticelli stencils today, Botticelliesque stencils, because I think of my work as being Botticelliesque, especially his Birth of Venus Primavera era. His Venus era, let's just say. So because he went through some changes himself and he became a very serious sausage. Botticelli, what he was painting became a very serious sausage, and he went through a bit of a change. And although the work is still very beautiful, etc., the whole of Italy went through a change, and he was part of that, swept along in that, and his art changed, and it lost its frivolity or its whimsy, I think. But anyway, we're not looking at that. We're looking at the heyday, living in that moment. So let's do that. I'm just going to have a quick little scoot along in the commenters and just see. Oh, Leanna's sneakily watching at work. Good girl. If you can sneakily watch along and get a bit of art, I'm just moving things on the screen here. If you can sneakily watch along and get some art happening in your day, why not? Why not? That's what I say. Right. Oh, Tanya says, love your classes. They're amazing. Thank you. I work very hard on them. Well, the teaching-y part, doing the art part, that's all very easy. The only hard part is editing, because sometimes I've got to take this funnel and shape it into a lesson. And that is fun though, but the editing is very, you know, panicky. What's that word? It's a made-up word anyway, so I can just make up another one. Petitini? Oh, let's just call it Petitini, because that sounds like a fun person I'd like to be friends with. Petitini, the goddess of bikinis. Okay. Okay. Oh, Matty Kitty wants to come to a workshop in person. Well, I'm about to kick off. I'm going to organise those dates for the next live workshops this weekend. So we will, got a friend coming and I'll just get her advice, because she usually comes and helps me. So I need to coordinate so I can have my second in charge here for that, if she can make it, of course. Pernickety. Oh, thank you, Kerry. If anyone is going to know about the language, it is Kerry, because there's nothing she doesn't know about perfume, beautiful scents, and language. Thank you, Kerry. Finicky. Oh, see, there's another one. I still like Penitititi. Who was the other person I just made up? Whatever. Persnickety. Panickety, persnickety. These are all, I think these are all words, sort of finicky, whatever. We're all having fun. Hey, Annette, how you going? Hey, Heather. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Okay, my friends. Well, let's do some art, I guess. That's the actual fun part. Boom. Boom. Did you see my newsletter? What did you think? Was it too bright? Was it too... I used all of my colours, but I had all sorts of crazy combinations, and let me know. I just wanted to convey the vibrancy and the excitement and the joy that I get from looking at the artwork people create in the workshops. And Kerry, actually, seeing as I have your attention, why don't you do some of the lessons and upload your artwork, please? Because your artwork is stunning. And if you're not part of the workshop, that's super fine. There's also the Facebook group, and we have a challenge going on in there for Art Venture, which is all based around art galleries and art, and you can have lots of fun in there. You can do both if you want to. If you really want to go mad with art, why not? Emma says she loved the news. Oh, good. You didn't blow your eyes up. Excellent. Oh, how funny. Oh, Soul Katie. That's funny. Yes, well, and the word titty in it. And it's just fun. Okay, let's fling this camera out. Oh, I've forgotten how I do it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do this. Poop. Okay. Now, feast your eyes, feast your eyes. I've got this one, it's a desk pad. I don't really want to get paint on it, but that might happen, oh well. And the other one that I have is the whole of the Birth of Venus painting as a desk pad that I can look at all day, every day. And it's just makes me happy. So I've actually got my little Botticelli journal here, and I'm going to add one of these girls right in here. This is from the Stencils as well. I think did we play around with this last week? I can't quite even remember. Oh, this is from class. Did we do this last week? Or did I do that in the live stream for the workshop? I can't even remember. Look how beautiful she is. Oh, I love it. I think I did do that here. But what I thought might be fun was, well, I might just do it here then. I've got this stencil and this stencil. And I might pop it here. Now what I could do is put something under this just to make it a little bit straighter, because I want to draw. Oh, before we do that, where's my great big journal? Where did I put it? Oh, I threw it over there. Hang on a second. This is my live drawing journal. And, oh, nudies, sorry, nudes, nudies, nudies, rudies and nudies. Oh, that's men nudie too. Oh, they're gorgeous though. Don't. There's no major nudies, it's okay. It's tasteful. If I just go like that. Bottoms are okay, I think, aren't they? But this is, I wanted to show you, this is Hero Vision that I've got in here. Under the lights in the classroom, it was so, and aqua pastels. Aqua pastels, and I'll just do this. And look, my favourite model was there when I went on Wednesday. Just cover up the boobies, the panitities. Maybe that's who this is. And this is Botticelliesque, these colours, and a little bit of Material Girl in there as well. All these weird blues and things. Isn't that cool? Sorry about the nudies, but they're just, it's just a lady. It's just a lady. So with the stencil, which face? I might do the two. I might go both of these girls. And I'm just going to. So this can just be any stencil. Let's just have some fun with it. The reason I've got these lines in here is so you can do some journaling on it. And if you don't want the lines to turn up, you can just put a piece of paper or washi tape or sticky tape it up so you don't have bits and pieces dangling out. Might go in with a bit of a Sketcher size lead pencil. No, actually, you know what? I might go in with pixel pens. These are water soluble. And if I go in with a light colour, I go in with an orange or a peach, a Georgia peach. If I have her there, and I might pop her there. So I've got these, and if I might put them on a bit of a angle like that. Okay, I'm just planning things out just a little. Got eyebrow, and in looking at the Renaissance drawings, gosh, how different things are. I might not do orange in her eyes. I might give her an actual, just a more natural colour. I'll let that layer up. And then if I add watercolour over the top of this, or if I add Sorry, I'm just grabbing up a few extra little colours, a little bit of watercolour pencil. Let's pop that in there too. Then if I add other things over the top, we get, they just start to filter in with everything else. Just going to use a little combo of colours. I'm not going to get persnickety, netitity, or anything else with this. Now, not all the lines are going to be fine enough for me to get pencil through, so I'm mixing it up so that I don't have a really concrete line here. But if I use watercolour pencil, when I add watercolour or layer cake over the top later, it'll all melt in. And I might not need complete, full-blown, exact detail either. You know, I can just have a little bit of indication, just so I've got a little starting point and we're off to the races really quickly, you know, sort of like a little fast forward. Having stencils, especially such a little fine one like this. I keep my lines even sketchy looking so it doesn't look stencily, it looks drawing-y. Not that there's anything wrong with using a stencil, but you know. Also, I've got all sorts of things happening in the world. I think we're going to have to suspend sending things from today to the US, just until we know what's happening with the tariffs. The tariff situation is so up in the air. There's no indication that we can find from anywhere of what's actually, who's charging what, how it's being charged, la 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 la. So until we know what's going on, we are just going to hold on to. You can still order things. Angus will email you if it affects you. It's only for the US. But apparently, like, a lot of countries aren't going to be sending parcels because there's just chaos expected as these tariff things all click into effect for the bulk of the world. So anyway, that's all a bit scary for us anyway. So if you'd like to join a workshop, that would be just wonderful. Do we want blue hair, Jane, really? I'm not going to do the hair on this side. I'll just do a little indication over here. But I might just do just a few little guiding lines because I want to put someone else here. I wonder can I zoom in a little bit? Hang on. I'll just do a little, I might be able to do a little zoom. Oh, that's better, isn't it? What do you think? Yes. The desk mat I got from Zazzle. I saw other ones on other sites and I just wasn't sure. And I thought, well, I ordered it from Zazzle. But they're actually very nice. They're very, very nice. Oh, if you're in the Botticelliesque group, I'll be able to give you the links and stuff exactly to where, because there were lots of different ones, different people selling the same thing. Because it's a copyright-free image, it's a common property, or whatever the correct term is. That's not the correct term. Because it's so old, it doesn't have the rights. No rights are attached to it. It's something that that's why you do see classical images used in lots of things, because people don't have to pay to use them. And also they're very famous, very beautiful, etc. But yes, so there's anyone can pop it on a product, but it just depends on the actual, you know, product itself then. And it's a bit hard to tell with a mouse mat. So this is just a giant mouse mat. Again, not probably ideal to put art on, but I don't think Botticelli would mind if I got a little bit of art. If I was doing art and I got a bit of art supplies on his work, I think he would understand, being an artist himself. Oops. Just realign my stencil because now whose head is coming in front of whose, I don't know. Her chin's coming in front of hers, so okay. But maybe the hair will tangle. I won't do too much in there, but I'll just do a little indication of bits and pieces. I love the pencil through the stencil, and that rhymes. Pencil through the stencil. There you go. Hey Mickey, how you going? Hey PJ, how are you? I'm just having a quick look through little commenters. Wait a minute, where are we? Over here. Amy's, oh, she's coming over as soon as she's got the batch. Yes, so many non-US artists have stopped shipping to the US. Oh man, it's just, oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. They didn't, I have quite highfalutin opinions about it. And I just think it's like a big gift to Amazon or something, just all this stuff, because it affects everyone except them. Yes, just everyone's suspending shipments to the US only because there's no indication of who the authority is, what the charges will be, who pays them, blah, blah, blah. There's just... It's just going to be chaos. And like Newman says, I might just swap the camera over for a second while I rant on. Newman, remember from Seinfeld, who worked for the post office? And that's what he would say about the parcels. They just keep coming and coming and coming. There's no end to them. So you get through them one day and then there's more the next day. And then there's more. So if you don't keep going, it falls into chaos pretty quickly. And because there's just so many parcels, and that's what happened during COVID. If one person got COVID, or you're not meant to use a code word, whatever, the system would fall apart because the parcels keep on coming. The parcels keep on coming. Anyway. It will resolve itself. It will all work out eventually, but I don't want any of my people's art supplies with their caramella koalas waiting around for who knows how long. And it might be that everything's perfectly organised and everything just is smooth sailing. It's just that we get different answers from every level of from Australia Post, from the trade commissions, Austrade, just all these different, the people that should know in Australia, they don't know. And they can't get the answers from their counterparts from the US. Nobody seems to know. So it's just better to just sit and wait. So in the meantime, if you would like to join one of my workshops, that would be great. Kerry says, Zazzle quality is so good. Yes, I think it's terrific for this. I think that's all I've ever ordered from there as far as I know. Where is my little mousey gone? Excuse me. There it is. Okay. The mail never stops. Exactly. it's so big. It's something that would take years to organize, and it seems to, anyway, it's got nothing to do with me, but it does affect us because art supplies, hello. Anyway, you've got plenty of art supplies, but you can come and do a little workshop with me. That'd be nice. Pencil through the stencil, a chalice in the palace, exactly. Yeah. Lala, yes. So Angus and I are looking at what else we can be doing, like that's more Australia centric. So we're starting to look at all the craft shows. I haven't done any of those for a long time. Anyway, whatever. We'll just say it's all fun and it's all marvelous. And anyway, I've got you guys to have fun with, so let's go. Let's get back to the art. Don't worry about me. Right, okay. I've got my two little faces here. I will have to work out whose hair goes to who and who, or this could just become a great big rainbow or something. I don't know yet. We'll find out. Do you know what else? Look, I'm just thinking of ideas. Oh, where are all my stencils? Where's my stamps? They'll be somewhere. I could put a little bit of, see, in this is the Muse of Art Supplies. She's got all the little art supplies in her hair. So I could pop something in the hair, and this could be a little message about something. Who knows what's being talked about. Or, oh, just seeing this. Collage. And I've got these just off here at the side. I'm just doing a little audition of ideas. Here. See, this could be fun. And I could cut this to fit or paint over it, to be exact. Oh, this could be fun. All these little people in here. Looks like I've used them for hair before. I could use them for hair again. I've got eyes. And this is washi tape. This is from a really old set, one of the first things. I did a little marbling kit, and it had washi stickers in it and rub-ons, as well as the ink and the cute little tray. They were very cute. That was a cute little set. Something like that could be kind of nice too. Well, that can evolve. That can evolve. I kind of like the idea of these ones in there at the moment. And this could all be collage, and I can use washi, magazine-y things, journal tattoos, whatever. So this is actually a postcard that goes behind the stamps, one of the stamps, it's stencil, actually these stamps. Yeah, isn't it like cool how ideas just get triggered? Now we've got a little bit of watercolour, a little bit of pencil there. I've got my pencil just to the side just to get us a more powdery look, and this is one of the water ones. Add a bit of colour here to the face. Using this just to add a little bit of life. The nice thing about stencil too, it's just hinting at the shape of the lips. So we don't really, you can change things is what I'm trying to say. You can change things. I'm going to make this lip smaller, this top lip then. Keep that one very full. And one of the things that I've learned studying Botticelli is the curvature in these lippos is a lot. And the little Mona Lisa Smircola is, we can just add just the tiniest little thing, just lifts the face, just lifts the face. Oh, Tanya, so cute. So happy to be in Australia and have access to all the awesome Jane supplies uninterrupted. Oh, fancy interrupting the flow of art supplies. Oh my goodness, what is going on in the world? Of all the things that are going on, that's the most minor of the things. We're happy if that was the worst thing happening, that would be good. Unfortunately, it's not. But if we concentrate on the bad things, we miss the good things. So and then, you know, we don't want to be toxically positive, because then that's bad for you as well. Everything's bad for you, according to everything. Right. Well, and we're just going to have two floating heads. Very often I just have the little floating heads, and then I like to do a little collar which sort of looks like a flower coming around, so that they're not just a floating head, they've got something that they're sitting on, a saucer or something. I don't have to worry, I don't have to think about that right this second, but I just want to try something. This is in the corner of my eye, so I'm just going to try something. Because I've been playing around with palette pastels for something else that I'm working on, and I don't know if this, just give me a second. So this is a little shorty, one of our little shorty brushes. Of course it works, why wouldn't it? And fingerprints, it's just beautiful colours. So this is the same fibre, the same density of little hairs as is in the Skinny Mini. It's just because it's a little pamphlet, it's just a different way of using the colour. And here, look, it's gone a little bit dense there. So I should have just started a bit higher and let, you know, rubbed the colour in a little bit more there. But because that is a water-soluble ink, it will move a little bit, as will this. And in fact, before I add water to it, I might just add a little bit more pencil. So bear with me for 1 second. It's a fancy way of saying second. I just made up. So when I went to life drawing, Poppy and Zorro, it was Poppy's birthday on Monday, and then Zozzy and Poppy had to go and have their teeth done, their teeth cleaned. And Zorro did have one extraction. I knew that was going to happen. And they were a little bit groggy, and, you know, they'd been through a bit of an ordeal, you know, the vet and the whole thing. So I didn't go to live drawing that night, but I went the following day, and I was going to be lazy. The thought crossed my mind of, I'm not going to go, you know, I've got other stuff to do, blah, blah, blah. And then my friend's words echoed in my head. Isn't it funny how we cut off the things that are the most important, probably for our mental health, for our keeping balanced? It's very often that's the first thing we cut off, because it's so easy, because it's just for us. It's not related to anything other than just enjoyment. And that rattles in my head because that is the first thing I cut off. And, you know, it's probably one of the things I enjoy most. So anyway, I went, and my favourite model was there. and I felt like I was being that heaven, that Mount Olympus, that all the nice gods that have ever existed were looking down kindly on me that day, and they were like, there you go, Jane, that's your that's your reward for going to drawing. Now, for her nose, I'm just going to start changing the shape a little bit, and I'm going to try and do this here. She's got a very Greek goddess nose, this sort of straight here, but I'm going to bring this in and let this nose have a bit more shape. And I'm going to bring this in here a bit more too. So the colour that I'm using here is called iced tea. So it's like a light sepia. Terracottas are a bit more orange. This one's quite a neutral little brown, and it's a watercolour pencil. And watercolour pencils are a little bit softer. They're not as densely pigmented as normal normal pencils. And it's not so much it's not as much pigment, it's just that it attaches to the paper differently because it doesn't have the oils the waxes and oils that a normal coloured pencil has. It's got the same pigment, it's just attaching to the paper differently. It really is a different creature. It's just in the same form, but it is a different creature. See, this is why you need all of the pencils. And I am on such a kick with markers at the moment. I've gone mad at Kmart. They've got so many cool, weird little markers. And it started with the Hello Kitty set that I think I showed you a couple of weeks ago. And yes, now I've gone mad with markers. Like, I don't have enough. My goodness. My goodness. But I'm not going to be creating every, I don't try not to recreate everything that already exists. And over time, other companies catch up to me for what I was already doing years ago. And it's good because it just means more people do art. If you've got access to good art supplies, then you do more art because the art supplies make you enjoy it more. I think very often where people are let down by their art supplies, you know, and not mine. Well, I try not to let that happen anyway, my goodness. I don't want to be let down by my art supplies, no. Oh, I'm quite enjoying this. Is not where I thought I was going to be going or what I'd be doing, but this is where we are and this is what's happening. Now, I just want to try something silly. I know that it won't work. This won't be the right tool for it, but I just want to try it, okay? So, will it work? Will it work? That won't work, will it? Oh, it does work. Okay, but you know what else would work? Let me just, so this is a watercolor. It's a plastic anything. So I'm going to pop that on there. I want to use this color. This color is called Shore. And it's just this beautiful green. I have green eyes, so I quite like putting green eyes on in my paintings. And my sister has bluey grey eyes, and so that's why I think I very often end up with those sorts of colours in my artwork. That actually works really quite nicely. And then as I'm putting the water on that pixel pen, because that is a water soluble ink, it's not like a watercolour where you touch it and it's going to completely disappear, but it will soften. It's not like my waterproof pens or like an acrylic pen. So I've got that light blue that's under there, and I'm going to use this grayed off blue, and this is a colour called Devoted. And I can't even tell you how clever I thought I was when I came up with fingerprints. You don't understand. You don't understand. I did about 60 victory laps of the entire estate. Ooh, oh, I might just add this over the browns and things that I've got happening on there too, and let that just start. And while I've got that grey blue in there, I'll bring that in here and really let that hollow in the eye build that in, so that she's got very like a deep set eye. So she hasn't got pupils yet. I haven't put any of the darkest darks in. Her lips are a little bit lip lining. Shall we just, I'm having fun with this, so I'm just going to keep going. This colour is called Hearty. Did not think I was going to be using fingerprints today, but there we go. So these are little stamp pads. And even though they're tiny, they've tons of ink. If you run out of a colour, you can always fill it with something, any other ink that you've got. Not all inks are stamp pad inks, but you could put any ink in it, use it the way I'm using it. That's the colour Hearty there, but they're all, it's called the Finer Feelings set. So all the colours are named after feelings, and finer feelings are more the positive side or uplifted side of art, or of ways of feeling, like secure. You're feeling solid, you're feeling adoring or shy, bold, bashful, renewed, lucky, contented. I'm going to give her red eyebrows for now, but I really got that colour for the lips. And because I've got this nice fine brush, I'm going around like so, like so. And I've changed her lip shape a little bit. Might change her little nostril dermises as well. But I've got that nice pink colour underneath, so I'll just let that soften off in here. Dab a little bit of creative on there too. Oh, give her a little bit of that colour in her waterline. Sort of using it like a watercolour, really. Keeping it very light and fresh. It's a good little palette, really. I haven't even got into the actual inside of it yet. And then I'm going to have a little bit of that ink on my brush and activate some of this colour that's here as well. Might bring that down, and even let's get a little bit of agile. I just saw this colour is called Hardy, and at first I thought it said tardy, and I just started thinking of tardy to the party, and now I have that song rattling in my head very loudly. Oh, I've got an eyelash. How appropriate. And I really don't want tardy to the party rattling around in my head. That is not a high point of culture. So it's probably not a good idea to put your brush with water on here. You might get contaminants and you're adding water into that. But dabbing off a little bit of colour onto just a little ding along here. Just think of that as a weird set of watercolours, really. I discover something new every day. And this is why I don't... So all this tariff stuff, I mean, this could be really bad for me, you know. Hopefully it resolves, who knows. And because it's so out of my control, what's the point of worrying? And sorry, I'm concentrating on doing art and not wanting to really think about the reality of the world. I forgot what I was talking about. It was negative anyway, so I can just leave it. Oh, yes, that's what I was thinking. I've got so many things happening and exciting things that I'm working on, and I just want to keep going on them, you know. But we just have to wait and see what happens. I quite like these little faces so far. They're quite subtle. But let's do something like wild for the hair for a start. And let's dip into, what have I got here? Watercolour. Yay! This little outline is a no for me. I want to get rid of that. Oh yes, thank you, Annette. Right up there. Yeah, everything in moderation, except art supplies. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. But of all the things, like art supplies they last for ages. Well, depending on what you're doing, they are healthy. I mean, other than just sitting too long enjoying yourself, as long as you get up every so often and, you know, wiggle your butt, set a timer, you know, they're pretty healthy, aren't they? Okay, now I might get brave here and come in with a bit of a darker skin tone, because I think that's where she's going. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a hole there for light and just come over this. And don't be afraid of doing, you know, changing things up like this, going over what you've already created, because in the long run it just makes things more interesting. Do you know what I should put there rather than that is Dame Judy Drench, because the water can just go through, and I do quite like that page. It might not be finished yet, but I do quite like it. And so this is the original Euphoria set that I've got here. We've had a few different editions. That transition would be softer. And let's come in with a bit of depth there. This transition would be softer as well. This transition, that's the beautiful thing about watercolour, is just add a bit more water, add a bit more water, add a bit more water, soften things off. You know, it goes off, has a little party, like it's having a chin party there. We'll let it do its little thingo. And this little colour here is a bit more neutral. I've got this nice little sandy one here too, but I want a bit more depth. But I want to leave some light in here as well, on that brow bone, on this top lip, and come in under the cheek. I don't want it to look beardy though. And now she's got just a little bit of a darker skin tone, excuse me. Some weird little artifacts starting to happen there, so I'll just fuzz them out and let's see what happens. And then, like, should we just go in with something crazy for the hair, or should we keep it soft? I don't know, but this is not soft, this is red. But it's sort of within the realm. The reason my brush was attracted to it is I poked it with a fork by accident, or something happened. there was another colour, something else dropped on it. I poked it with a fork and I made it go weird. So a weird texture. So by doing this, I'm just smoothing it off, and I'll use up the paint as well. Whoa! Okay, Elvira with red hair. And we don't want a troll doll, so, well, not today. So let's do this. Then I'm going to have to think about what else is happening. I go in with this other red. So maybe that will be the start of that. Let's do a fire, a bonfire of the vanities. Why not? Botticelliesque history as well involved with that. We're very lucky that he couldn't get a hold of his own paintings, because there's no doubt he would have popped a few Venuses on that fire. But luckily the Medicis were not into the burning of the beauty, and no one could get their hands on the amazing paintings that went up in the bonfire of the vanities in Italy during that part of the Renaissance. Because yeah, imagine, oh my gosh, no, my birth of Venus. I wouldn't have this beautiful, oh, whoops, oh, here we go. I wouldn't have this beautiful desk mat today. I'm just going along with my yellows. So we've got into our pinks, pinky reds. Now let's go even a bit more of a pinky red. I can always come over with something completely different and block this out. I have layer cake if this is just too weird and random. Okay, this might be too pastel, so I might go into this one, maybe this one. Oh, I think I'll dip straight into purple. We'll go purple. Oh, and I might, I've got this. And this is the book truck. I've got a few more pinks that are in this family in here, so I can add a bit more definition. This is the colour purple. All of these colours are named after amazing books, because this is the book truck colours and part of the colour library. Well, we have a conflagration occurring. We'll just put a tiny bit of little turquoise here at the edge. And if I put a tiny bit of green over here, then we've got the rainbow. So it's not just a conflagration, it's a, I don't even know if I'm using the right word, to be honest. Let's open this little one. And this little one, if you don't know what that is, in the Euphoria set, depending on when you got it, it came with a little extra tickled pink, which is this beautiful pink. She needs a bit of that over here, actually. It's just a very beautiful colour, very cool hot pink, which doesn't seem to make sense, but when it's on your brush it does. I'll just add a little bit into the lippies. So she needs a little bit of definition and she needs a little bit more skin tone, so let's give her I might go into, this is a much cooler toned skin. She's got a very warm toned skin, so I'm going to give her a cool toned skin. I might mix a little bit of these two together, more like a olive, a beige. Just on the part of the face that's turning away, it just helps push that part of the face back into the paper and this come to the foreground. That's the idea anyway, so that it looks like the face is turning. So early days, but there we've started now. I didn't give her any colour in the face. I didn't put that, but did I do pencil? I can't remember now. I remember doing it there. Oh, I might leave it chunky like that. No, I might soften it. I'll leave that one like that. And the watercolour is going to dissolve some of those colours. We'll just let it do its thing. Like it did here. I just have to watch this. It's doing a little pupillina there. I don't think we need pupillina. Like these little edges of the watercolour, as there might be a reaction between the pixel pens and then that's travelling along with the watercolour. So it's just something you have to watch, because the watercolour does have a mind of its own, but that doesn't mean it's the same mind as yours. It's got a mind of its own, and it's not a human mind, it's a watercolour mind. So we can't predict it. This is the thing. Okay, I'm having a quick little look at comments. Well, I just let that dry for a second. That's not a bad idea. Let's have a little swipe over of the camera. Just going to see if I can. Can I do this? Control my little camera from over here. Boom. Boom. No, the other way. Oh, that's better, I think. Anyway, whatever. Oh, Paula's at home sick. Well, I hope you are feeling better, darling. Oh, and you're doing the workshop. Excellent. Well, if you feel like it, do a little bit of sketching. At least come and watch the videos. Yes, catch up on the lives. And I've put the lives in the, you know, because billionaires have to control everything. Now you can't, the lives can't stay on Facebook because, you know, they have to conserve some funds or something. So I've recorded them at the same time as living them, and they are in the classroom as well. So if you can't find them, they're there as well. Right, where's my, oh, the mouse is, no, I want the mouse here. Okay. Oh, so Coletta, it's stuck in Australia Post at the air carrier. Hopefully that'll get it moving. Yes, if it looks like this is just a theory, it's just a thought, is how I feel. It's not a fact. But I think a lot of posts will be held back, even if the authorities haven't told us that that's what they're going to be doing. So we have been trying to get answers, and no one knows. No one's told any of the frontline people what's going on. So no, it's just, I don't know why all the secrecy for something. You've got the biggest economy on earth, and you know, people just need to know what's going on. And it just seems to be a bit of a disorganized wreck, train wreck. Yeah, I don't know. Well, anyway, but that's just my, what do I know? I'm just a person. drawing some pictures on the internet. Yes, Coletta, that's what I'll do. We'll do a cruise, and then I can just be like the Father Christmas of, I'll be the Lady Christmas of art supplies, and I'll just scatter art supplies from my cruise ship as I cruise around the world. That doesn't sound too bad with my, but I won't use any fuel. I will use friendly whales and dolphins who feel like pushing us along from time to time. And we'll feed them fish. Oh, but that's cruel to the fish. Do they eat fish? No, whales don't eat fish. Krill. Anyway. Leanna said, art cruise, count me in. I've never been on a cruise, you know. I've been on one, sort of, when I was working in fashion, and we had a photo shoot on a yacht, a Club Med yacht. It was the biggest yacht in the world at the time or something. And we photographed on that. But I was working. But it was kind of cool. But I haven't, that's the only one I've done. The funny part was the whole back of the boat could open and all the toys would come out. And I decided to try water skiing. And it looks so easy. And it is not. And the people running it were like, have you ever been water skiing? And I was like, oh yeah, all the time. I was being sarcastic. I was like, well, I can swim. But no, I haven't been water skiing, but I'm sure I could pick it up, you know. And so they, you know, we were all laughing, and I took off and immediately came straight out of, my feet came out of the water skis. I don't even know, they're floating around South Pacific somewhere. And I got the really bad giggles, and I could not stop laughing, and I was being pelted by the ocean. I should have taken it personally, but I wouldn't let go of the rope. And I could hear faint screaming in the background, which was probably me, but I was drinking the ocean, flapping head first. And eventually they came and they were like, we were yelling at you, let go of the rope. Let go of the rope. And my hands just wouldn't. And that was I went water skiing on my face. On my face. Anyway, that was my story of water skiing and the cruise. But, so funny. Okay. Oh yes, mermaid appearances. Yes, call that up. Mermaid appearances. Maybe the mermaids could push us along. Maybe the mermaids, because they're magic, they could sing us along. And then the whales could just sing along as well. And no one, yeah, just magic pushes our cruise ship. Our magic cruise ship. A girl can dream. A girl can dream. Now what I don't like is that yellow around there. That's making them look weird. As if they don't look weird anyway, but it's making them look even weirder. So anyway. Every time I use watercolour pencils, I'm reminded how good they are. So if you have your magic wands, which I know many of you do, get them out, give them a little love. But as like for a soft little black around the eye, it's very nice. And then if you feel like you overcook it or you want to soften it off a little bit, just add a little bit of water and you get a lovely little soft smoky eye. Because it's quite subtle. It's a very good way of adding dark without really going all in. Unless you do what I've just done here, where I've got it a little bit wet now. Just a little bit of water in there. Might have overcooked that actually. And then if I go in with my pencil now, it's going to be really, really black. It'll still have that softness, but it'll have a lot more definition. So the details are starting to just sharpen up a little bit because it turns it into its watercolour state. So I've overdone it a bit there because the paper was a bit damp, and so I just need to just tame it a little. Give it a little massage. But that does look quite nice. So maybe I'll do the same thing. I'll do, that's pinched off here. So maybe I'll pinch this one on this side and lift this up a little. What she really needs is a little highlight. A little highlight. I'm just going to try this one first. This is the White Swan, just because it's so tiny. And it's not as opaque as some of my other white paint pens. And what I'm doing here is I'm kind of cleaning it off because this is wet. So I've got a bit of wet watercolour and this and that. So I'm just trying to take off any little doodly-doos, poopily-poos. From it, so that when I go to use it again, I've got more of that white tip there. I can add a little bit of a glisten in here, a little bit of a glisten on the lips. I need to get rid of this yellow. This is not working for me now. So, brush. Are we going to have as above, so below, or something a bit more mundane? Because at the moment they are levitating heads, especially because I put this bit of yellow watercolour down the bottom there. They're just sort of two basketballs floating in the breeze. Not ideal for a head, I don't think. Not the ideal solution. So shall we give them necks so they've got a little bit of body? Oh, okay, so that yellow is, because yellow has the molecule is round, that's why yellow just spreads. Like yellow is just, if you put a bit of yellow, it goes on, and yellow ink, yellow watercolour, it goes on and on and on and on and on. It's got a round molecule, so it just rolls on. That's how I like to think of it. So you didn't know you were going to learn about molecules, did you? Learn, I don't know if that's the right word. And then other pigments have different shaped molecules, and it affects how they adhere, like it's their very essence. It's their very essence. So now they're actual have bodies, and the yellow is not my thing, and the yellow has kept rolling into everything. So I might even just have to let my page dry for a bit. Oh, that's one of our exercises in Botticelliesque. We named our own colours. You could be me for a day and name your colours. Oh, see, I don't want that to end. I want to keep naming my colours. I hope everything's okay. I have so much still to give. So much more fun to have. Now, see where I've pinched the neck off? That is not nice. That is not nice. It's not nice to do that to your drawing, because now her head will just plop off. I need to get rid of that yellow. The opposite of yellow is blue, so if I put a bit of blue over that, it'll neutralise it too. It'll turn it grey. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of, I just don't want you to notice it. There's nothing to see here. Well, this is almost a purple, so that might make it more vibrant. No, let's do it. And the opposite of yellow is not blue, it's purple, so. Don't always listen to me, okay? Sometimes I know what I'm talking about, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I misquote myself. Okay. This is really nice. I like it. This is making me feel happy. Okay, now a little bit purple, but I think this sort of purple, not that purple. I'm going to add a bit of water onto that one. This sort of greyed offy purple. Yes. Because that will make all this appear even more vibrant, and that's okay. I want that to be vibrant. But I want to take away some of this yellow. It's too much. How nice is this little set of purples? And there's all the white in here. No, we don't want that. So I'm going to come in with some of these. It's too red, but we don't mind it at first. That will give her a bit of depth as well. That's too neutral compared, but I'm just going to plop like that and let it sort itself out for a minute. Let it dry off. And, oh, actually I might just bring my brush like that and lift a bit. And just let things fall where they may a little. But this is not finished. I think this is just a work in progress, just a start. So maybe we have pernickety and perticity, or pepitity. The nymphs of no nonsense. Oh, there's something nice happening there. I'll just allow that to happen. I'm just trying to get a little bit of definition there. She's got a little bit of definition here. This all needs defining. Just depends how far I want to go with things, you know. But we started off with a stencil and we're going into, you know, some fine details. This needs to dry. The paper is starting to tell me it's annoyed. What did I have here? The ink. So it's the pH balance of the paper is just, let me dry, and then see how it's gone darker in bits? That's just the surface of the paper has, it's saying back off, lady. Back off, give me a chance to dry and breathe, and then we can continue this conversation later. That's what it's saying to me. And if I don't want to listen, I'll regret that. That's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. Equally, I don't like being told what to do. So, but it would be a good point to let things dry at the moment. And I'll have a quick little looky poo at where we're up to. I like it. Look at this. You know what I also like is this camera. I take this camera down and film my some of my lessons over the shoulder with this camera. It's a nifty 450. Now this has gone yellowish too. I just need to let it dry, let the eyes calm down, because this purple, I can bring this purple over here, and you know that I'm not going to let it calm down on its own, don't you? You knew that this was about to happen. We all knew that. You can try and tell me, paper, to be sensible, but I'm not listening to you, okay? So shut up. So now they've got little clothes on, which is nice. Just a little wafting. Anyway, we've made a nice little start to things. And the joy of watercolour is if there's an edge you don't like, just come over gently with a good brush and soften things off. And if the paper starts doing this mottly thing, back off. Don't do what I'm doing and keep poking the bear. You will regret it. And do as I say. Don't ignore what I'm doing, where I'm keep fiddling with it. It's given me warning to calm down. I've put it through its paces and now it needs to have a tea and a biscuit. And because we're very good, we put our art supplies back, place for everything in its place. How these pages relate, I don't know. They don't have to. They are what they are. She's just another part of this, whatever is going on here. This is just the beginning of something. Of what? I don't know. Of what? I don't know. I seldom do. Okay, now let's pop back around so I can say hello to you. Right. And, oh, pavlova, yum. Maybe that's what would power our cruise. Oh, pavlova. But for every pavlova, you'd have to have a Vegemite sandwich. Debbie is calling her watercolour pencils her tridents, her water wands. Excellent. Emma says the only ink she's ever spilt was the lemon incredible ink and it went everywhere. Oh. And it was limited edition. Oh. Well, I suppose they're all limited edition because now a lot of them are sold out. Oh. But, yes, that is why yellow is dynamite. It is dynamite. Round pigments. Round pigment. Goes everywhere. And there's a reason for that. And it just gets along with everyone because it's got no rough edges. It's sunshine. It's sunshine. But yeah, not a good ink to spill, Emma. Feel for you there. Natasha's stamps and stencils have arrived. Oh, have fun with them just for the weekend. Excellent. Yes, could be a little sunny sunrise coming through there. Alison's, how will the situation stop you from creating your gorgeous supplies? If the see, because we don't know what's happening, there could be a tariff thing where it's $80 or $100 is added per item. Some of the reports have said. I thought it was per parcel if something comes from different parts of the world. But there's 10% tariff for everybody, fair enough. But then there's fees, and it's third parties collecting it. Plus you have to use the normal postal service isn't set up for that. It has to go through a courier, and that starts to get expensive. So it just means just everything gets so expensive with no added value for us as anyone. And I don't know what the extra costs will be, and we just have to wait and see what happens. But even if I had distribution, so had, you know, sent things to America to be distributed, you still have the tariffs going in, and you still have plus distribution fees and the courier fees and the this and the that, blah, 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 agents. Plus I've got to keep, you know, you've got more travel. So there's just no, we've just been in this wonderful time where the whole of Etsy has exploded, all the small artists, that creator economy has proliferated because of COVID, basically, because everyone, you know, had time. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people had time on their hands and discovered that they loved hobbies and this sort of thing. And, you know, you just had that creator to creator network, and, you know, parcels could be sent easily and freely around the world. Not freely, because there's postage. But even those costs just go up and up all the time. We've had to cut our free postage for the US and for international, rather, because the costs of that are just climbing and climbing and climbing. It's too much for us to absorb without putting the prices up for everything for everybody, which doesn't really seem fair. So there's just a lot of barriers that seem to be just all arriving at once. And it's going to change lots and lots of things, potentially. And for the small fries, you know, for the small fries is who it's going to change for, and for consumers, because, you know, getting things just gets more and more expensive. And it's not really good for anyone, because then, you know, if you're not selling things, you haven't got the money to buy other things. So you know, that creator economy where we all buy things off each other, you know, starts to get cracks in it. And maybe that was just a beautiful golden time. And maybe things will change. I don't know. That's the whole thing. I don't know what the changes are going to be. But well, whatever they are, you know, everyone will deal with them in some way, shape or form, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I'm feeling a bit I feel a bit down-spirited about it, because so much of my audience is based in the USA, and I've had so much fun in the USA, and I've had the USA. Is that what people say? That's what I say. The USA, America. And yeah, it just feels like, I don't know, things are changing, and not for the better. But look, you know, you pivot, you do this, you do that, and I, you know, have online workshops and all sorts of other things that I can do. And I still have, you know, my beautiful Australian audience. And because when there were big changes in the UK with tariffs and that sort of thing, the UK went from our second biggest, where we send our parcels, to one of the smallest, and Europe and everywhere else, because no one likes paying tariffs. If you don't like paying postage, tariffs are worse, because you get this sort of kick before you can get your parcels. So what I think they're trying to do with the US thing is get it so that we pay it before it goes, but you're still paying it, because it's just this extra cost that's very hard to justify in your mind getting any value for, on top of postage. So it's just a burden, and it's not coming at a good time. Like the economy in the world, you know, people aren't rolling in cash anyway. So there's just all of these things that are on my mind. But the thing that gets me down is, if I let it, I've got so many fabulous things. I work with amazing people who help me get them to come to fruition, and they probably won't see the light of day. So that, I think, that sort of makes me feel a bit like, bummer. But like my dad always says, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. So there's just so many fun things that I've done, and I sound like I'm finishing, but this is how I'm feeling. I feel like there's this end point that's been created because I can't send to America. We can, but it's just, I think it's just going to change so much. But I don't know. So that's, we'll just wait and see. But it's not looking good. And yeah, just the cost will go up so dramatically. So who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't really even understand what the end game of all of that is. Like, aren't we all allies? Like, what's the... I don't understand. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Yes, but we have art in the meantime. Yes, Kerry, exactly. And I'm not going anywhere. All that will happen is I will go back to doing what I did before I did art supplies, which is I might do another book. My goodness. I might do more workshops. Might go on holiday. I don't know. Who knows? Pat my dogs more. Actually, I sent the dogs off with Angus this morning. He went to the warehouse. My beautiful warehouse. And yeah, anyway, we'll just see what happens. I don't know. I think everyone's a bit like, what? People were just hoping that this was all like a farce, or is this really happening? Like, what's going on? And it is happening, and no one knows what's going on. And I could have it completely wrong and everything will be fine, and I'm just blathering on about nothing. The good news is, I left my little, I didn't mean to leave my little logo there the whole time, but it's there now, so oh well. So yes, anyway, thank you for listening to me. Julie says, more workshops sounds good to me. Well, see, now that I've got this and my system set up, I am just loving creating for Botticelliesque. It's a whole lot easier. And I just have so much to share, because I believe down to the fountain pens and watercolour pencils that I have instead of bone marrow, that few lay cakes in there as well. They might be in my heart. All of those art supplies. What was I talking about now? I've lost. And now I'm thinking of myself being made of art supplies, and I can't. The image is in my head, and now I'm probably gonna have to draw that. I just have such a passion and desire for people to draw and paint, because I got that feeling at life drawing the other day. I had it for a moment in here when I was creating, which is hard for me to do on a live stream because I'm talking, I'm looking, I'm worried about the microphone, blah, 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 like all this stuff's going on in the back of my head. But when I was drawing at live sketching, I get this, like you go into that flow state where I just feel so elevated, and I couldn't give two flying farts about how that art is going. I've lost connection with the result. I am in some sort of creative, euphoric, and it's just this little tiny glimmer, this little tiny moment, and it's like having 50 holidays in Japan. It's just, well, maybe not that good, but it's like, because Japan's pretty good, it's like having, it's just a wonderful thing that you can do for yourself, and it's so easy. It's so available. I'm not saying it's easy, sorry. It's so available because it is just paper and pencils or whatever art supply. And you get into that point where you're not so concerned about what the result is. It's about the process. And it's really, really difficult to let go of everything and just be involved in the process and just fully living in the moment. And but it's such a wonderful feeling to have it. So, and I just remember having that moment, and I was just smiling my head off in life drawing, and it just, because you just get that lovely, the colors, and just what being an artist and what being creative is, what it does for you. And it doesn't need to last very long, but you can only get it if you start. Like, you just have to do it. You just have to have that minute away so that your mind can go off on a travel and do it. So that's the reason I do what I do. It's the reason I teach, and I've written books and do art supplies and these, to get people closer to that so that they can have a little bit of that, because that's how I get that, and it just makes me so happy. It just makes life better, worth living. I don't know, it's the je ne sais quoi, is that the word? The joie de vivre. I don't even know what je ne sais quoi is. It sounds good, but I can't remember what it means. It's not voulez-vous avec, voulez-vous. What's the Lady Marmalade song? It's not that. I'm not trying for that in this moment. I'm trying for just that, that isn't doing art the best. I feel bad for people that don't do drawing. I don't mean are good at drawing. I mean that just don't even try. You got to try, because it's so good. It's so good. Debbie says she wants to ground more in nature and art. Well, you can do art out in nature, and you can bring that nature into your art. Bring your wild nature. Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining me. What a strange live stream. We've talked about all sorts of crazy things. Yes. Oh, Carrie. Oh, Carrie says she can't wait for all the incredible workshops. Egypt. Egypt's so cool. Ancient Egypt stuff. It's so cool. K-pop inspiration. So cool. Oh my gosh. Space arts, or just space. Oh, we watched this movie the other night with Numi Thrace, Numi someone. Constellation was good. It was weird. It was trippy. It was what? But it was good. She's so good. And the little girl in it, oh my gosh. Such a good actress. Haunting. Excuse-moi. And anyway, fun. Yes. Everything is fun. Okay, my friends, well, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to come and join Botticelliesque, that would be fabulous, or any of the other workshops. I haven't taken the early bird discount off Botticelliesque yet. I eventually will. You know me, sometimes I just forget to take the discounts off things. And have a wonderful day and go and do some art. Go and make some art. Make it joyfully unpolished. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's the doing of it, the process. Some of it, sometimes it turns out good, sometimes but also don't forget it's cumulative. So you can start, like I've started that. I know that it'll be good at some point. It's just a matter of sticking with it. And why do I've just seen my face for the first time. Okay, my face looks very dark today. Anyway, what's going on? I'll check it later. The settings. Maybe I need to be closer to the light. Okay, my friends. Bye, Sandra. Bye, Babs. Bye, Tanya. Bye, everyone. Oh, that's right. To sign off, I have to lean over like this.